How you guys doing? Welcome into the Full Court Entertainment Podcast with your boy as always, GQ Tuesday, Shondell, and my man Shelly Sheldon in this thing. And we got a guest with you guys, Dr. Tuttle. And today he's gonna start us off with the topic of the top five shooting guards coming into this NBA season. Go on here and take it away, Dr. Tuttle.
Okay, just want to start off by saying thanks for having me. Appreciate it. So for my top five shooting guards coming in at number 5, I have Bradley Beal. Coming off a somewhat disappointing season, only playing 40 games due to injury. I think Bradley Beal is going to have a fantastic bounce-back season. People forget that prior to last year, he averaged 30 points or more the past 2 seasons. So I think he'll be good.
He did, though.
Going into next season.
You always
for number 4, I have
I was just saying that he always up there.
I got you. For number 4, I got Zach LaVine, dynamic 3-level scorer, led the Bulls to the playoffs last year. And I think if we have a healthy Lonzo and Caruso for most of the season, I think he'll be able to take his game to the next level. Number 3, Donovan Mitchell. New team going to the Cavs. Has made the playoffs every single year of his career so far. When he gets into the playoffs, he turns into a superstar. People need to go back to that bubble year, him versus Jamal Murray, trading 50-point games back to back to back. Now got another all-star guard next to him and Darius Garland. Got 2 defensive studs in Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Gonna make for an exciting season. And at number 2, I got Jaylen Brown. Coming off a finals appearance. Actually, he was probably the best player on that Celtics team. He was more consistent than Jason Tatum, who was a complete, I'm not going to say no-show, but he definitely fell off from the series.
I agree that, but he was injured, though. But go ahead.
Man, look, if you out there, you're good enough to play, and you got to produce. So Jaylen Brown, excellent scorer, and an underrated defender, so got high hopes for him this season. And then number 1, of course, Devin Booker. Coming off the best season of his career, leading the Suns to the best record in the league. Finals appearance 2 seasons ago. Had that embarrassing loss against the Mavericks in round 2. So, yeah, he going to have a chip on his shoulder this year and be motivated to come back even stronger.
I got a question.
What's up?
Where's Anthony Edwards? Where he at?
Yeah, so Anthony Edwards is actually my honorable mention at number 6. This might be his year where he cracks the top 5. I didn't want to put him over Bradley Beal just yet, but he can get that though.
Me personally, I think he better than Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, based on what? What has he done better than Donovan Mitchell so far?
I mean, Donovan Mitchell, his teams has been better. I mean, you could say he's taking them to the playoffs, but Anthony Edwards, he's a better defender than Mitchell. He can basically score as much as him. He can shoot. He's taller. He can do basically everything better than him. It's just Donovan Mitchell had a better team. He's had better teams than him. I'm just saying.
We'll see.
I feel like Anthony Edwards should at least be in the top 5.
I feel like it's really close.
Probably the main reason. Well, yeah, so the thing that I was looking at when making this list was not just offense, not just defense, but actual impact on winning. And for Donovan Mitchell, like I said, he's made the playoffs. He's led his team to the playoffs every single year of his career, including his rookie year. So,
well, that's what you're tweaking. You're tweaking
right there. But that still has –
No, because Anthony Edwards has a bigger impact on winning than Donovan Mitchell because Rudy Gobert was the real impactful player that really led to them winning so much. That whole team was built around Rudy, not Donovan.
I would disagree on that. In the regular season, maybe he had a bigger impact on him, but when it got to the playoffs, who did they turn to?
Of course, you got no choice but to turn to Donovan Mitchell. Of course, you got no choice.
You have to. Okay, but still, Donovan Mitchell was the reason they got as far as they did, though. I'm not trying to downplay anything Rudy did, but when it comes down to it, you got to be able to get a bucket. And Rudy Gobert, on several occasions, has shown he's not able to get a bucket against anyone, even if he has a supreme mismatch. It doesn't matter.
I mean, so if you trying to weigh in like Donovan Mitchell impact on playoff winning, has he ever even gone to the Western Conference Finals?
No, he's been to the second round. That's why he's not number one, though.
And
That's why I
been
have Devin Booker number
and he
one.
been losing the teams he should beat. He's been in the playoffs the last 3 years. He should have beaten the Nuggets up 3-1. Shouldn't beaten the Clippers with no Kawhi, and he definitely should have beaten the Mavericks last year with no
Going back to
Luka.
that bubble, that whole bubble thing, like, yeah, he was trading 50-50 with Jamal, but Jamal beat him. Jamal beat him. Like if we did, Jamal had the better bubble. He was better. He was better in the bubble.
Okay, and that's valid, but that's why I also have him at number 3 and not number 1.
See, that's the thing, Anthony Edwards. If you looking at your list and where you put Anthony Edwards at, Anthony Edwards should be where you got Mitchell at.
At number 3?
Yeah. Maybe not 3.
But he couldn't get them out of the first. Yeah, that's why I have Donovan at. Anthony Edwards couldn't get them past the Grizzlies when they should have won that series. He was a part of that team that had a bunch of blunders. It seemed like every single game. Multiple games they were up, and they let them come back and win, and eventually lost the series. So that has to count against them, just like Donovan falling short in his series. At least Donovan has gone farther.
But Donovan been in the league longer, so he got to get more to blame. He got to get more blame than Anthony Edwards. He got to get more blame.
That's what he doing.
Okay, and Donovan as a rookie, Donovan as a rookie led them to the second round, though.
I mean, I give him that. I give him that.
Okay, so that's why I have Donovan Mitchell higher.
But when we go the last 3 years, he been getting bounced by teams he should have beat.
I mean, you can say that about any player. KD just got swept.
No, that team wasn't better than the Celtics, though. They weren't better than them. Low key, they weren't better than them.
That wasn't the consensus, though. Everybody expected
that's
the Nets
everybody
to win that series.
I said from day one, right?
That's
before
the majority.
I said Celtics was going to beat the Nets. Now, did I predict sweep? No, but I definitely said they was going to beat. I said the Celtics was going to win. They were the better team. They were the better team.
Okay,
Celtics. The Nets probably had the 2 better players, but they didn't have the better team.
He did call it.
Hey, but what was the consensus, though? What do you think the majority thought?
Of course, majority gonna say the Nets because it's Kevin Durant. You got Kevin Durant. Of course, majority.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Okay,
and that's when it comes back to Donovan Mitchell has had better teams. He has had better teams than Anthony Edwards.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens with Anthony Edwards this year with Rudy Gobert.
He took the next step last year, and I think he's gonna take a way bigger step this year.
Okay.
Well, he may be number 1 in this list going next year.
We're not gonna keep jumping you for your list. You want to take it, Sheldon? You want me?
Yeah, I'll go. Right. So at number 5, I didn't know if he would be considered a guard or a forward, but I have DeMar DeRozan at number 5. Do you guys count him as a guard or a forward? I mean, he plays the small forward position.
I count him as a forward.
Okay, then I'm not going to put him there.
I would put him as a guard because of how much facilitation on playmaking he was last year. So I think they're going to do the same thing, especially with Lonzo being out. I think they're going to do the same thing with DeMar DeRozan with the Rockets. I'll say he's a guard.
So at number 5, I got Bradley Beal. Number 4, Zach LaVine. Number 3, Donovan Mitchell. Number 2, Jaylen Brown. And number 1, Devin Booker.
Okay. So yeah. Number 5, like I said, I had DeMar DeRozan, but like I said, I didn't know if you want to count him as a forward or a guard. So if it's really not DeMar DeRozan, I had Bradley Beal at number 5. Bradley Beal is one of the best scorers in the game. He's updated like on his passing. He gets a little boards. He makes his team better, even though they haven't really made the playoffs like that in a couple of years. That's because their team's been bad, but he contributes to winning, and he does make their team better. So I'm putting him at number 5. Number 4, I have Devin Booker because Devin Booker, he really just a scorer. I mean, I hear the passing and all that, but I saw them against the Mavericks last year. They got exposed. They got exposed by the Mavericks. And he didn't show me really nothing different. Yeah, he got them to the finals 2 years ago. And what did he do in the finals? He had some good games, but then when the games really matter, he did not show up. So I had him at number 4. Number 3, I have Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown gonna take the next step. I think he'll really show us like he's a really good, great two-way player. We know he can score. He can get 20-some points. He can get some rebounds, 5, 6 rebounds, assists, 2 assists a game. Without him, Celtics don't make it far. Honestly, without him, they don't be good, period, because it's always been Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, usually 1A, 1B, whatever. I think he's still the second best player on the team, but when it comes to the shooting guards, I put him at number 3. Number 2, I'm going with James Harden because I think James Harden is going to have a bounce back year. I think he's going to have a really good year this year. He's in shape. He been running. Yeah, he's still been out partying, but he been for real on his diet. And I think he's heard the noise about people saying he's fat. He didn't do nothing in the playoffs, even though I don't like how he only took one shot in the second round against the Heat and in the second half period. He only took one shot. I don't like that, but I think he got to bounce back next to Joel Embiid. And for number 1, I'm putting Anthony Edwards, one of the next superstars in the league. I think he's going to take the next step in being a superstar. We're going to probably say he's a superstar, probably not this year, but I'm going to say the next year we're going to be like, yeah, he's a superstar because he helped that team be relevant again. He helped them be relevant. He took them to the playoffs. Timberwolves ain't been to the playoffs since Jimmy Butler left, and he took them to the playoffs. And now they got Rudy Gobert. It's going to be Edwards, Gobert, Cat, and Russell. I think he's going to probably average at least 26 points, all defensive team. He said he wants to win Defensive Player of the Year, and I think I don't think he will win it, but I think he's going to take the initiative to be like, I'm going to play defense this year. I think he's going to be the best shooting guard this year. And that's my list.
Okay. At this point, wouldn't you say that James Harden is a point guard? He's been the point guard on all his teams, basically, especially once he got to the Nets. So would you even count him as a shooting guard for this list?
It's debatable. It's debatable, but I feel like he got 2-guard body though. But he does handle the ball more. He will handle the ball more than Tyrese Maxey. So yeah, I guess. But in the moment, I was just thinking of James Harden. I just feel like he's got to bounce. I think we're going to see the old. I think we're going to see a little bit more. I think we're going to see a little bit more of the old James Harden, not the one that was dropping like 35 points a game. But I feel like we're going to see the one that was getting like 25, 26, somewhere close to there. Maybe even 24, 25, 26 points per game. We're going to see 10 assists. We're going to see like 5 rebounds. We're going to see that type of James Harden. So, I mean, yeah.
And he's still a point guard.
I mean,
he's not the shooting guard.
But then it say DeMar DeRozan forward guard. So it's like it kind of goes hand in hand. But I'm not putting him over Donovan Mitchell. I'm definitely not doing that. That's best believe that.
You're not putting who over Donovan Mitchell?
I'm not, man. Donovan Mitchell. I don't even have him in honorable mention. I ain't even have.
You didn't have Donovan Mitchell in
no, because all he does is score. He doesn't do nothing else. He doesn't help me. He doesn't do nothing else. He plays no defense. He doesn't do anything. But this is the perfect spot for him in Cleveland. This is gonna be the perfect spot. If he can show me something,
why do you have Harden at number 2?
Because I feel like Harden's just he's just a 2-guard to me. I feel like a 2-guard, he just play point.
I mean, I don't know.
If we say Steph, because Steph Curry really a 2-guard, but he play point guard. He don't play the point guard. He just play. They just got the position next to his name, PG.
What I'm saying is, you have Donovan not on your list at all because he don't play defense. Why do you have Harden at number 2? Why not have Harden at 5? Since he doesn't play defense.
Harden is better than Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, he's better, but why not have him at 5 at least since he doesn't play defense and have all of the two-way shooting guards up higher?
Well, James Harden gets his teammates involved. Donovan Mitchell doesn't do that. He's not asked to pass the ball like James Harden.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell don't do that.
But you brought up defense, so I'm just on that. You said because Donovan doesn't play defense.
I think James Harden is a better defender than Donovan Mitchell. I think he's a better defender.
Based on what?
I mean, he's a bigger person, so I think he can at least guard some fours. Donovan Mitchell's a small. Donovan Mitchell, what, 6'2"? 6'2" weighs what? What y'all think he weighed? 215?
Yeah, he
Two,
like a
but he a
little.
little big though. He a little big, but James Harden bigger though, and he got the
He not wide. He
size
not
on
that
him.
wide. Yeah, he not
And
that. Yeah,
James
Harden got
Harden
him
on
on the wide.
multiple occasions has shown that he's a turn cycle on defense. Completely oblivious in the passing lanes, everything.
So do you
So he
think
plays zero defense too.
so who are you taking? James Harden or Donovan Mitchell?
Well, I have James Harden as a point guard, so I'm just speaking based on the criteria of this list as far as shooting guards. If you say James Harden is a shooting guard, then that's fine. Overall, I would have James Harden over Donovan
You didn't
Mitchell,
even put James Harden in the list. Well, you said he
but
wasn't a point.
I
You said
don't
he was
count
a
him as a
point
shooting
guard. So
guard.
yeah,
Yeah,
you said he was a point guard. My
I don't
bad.
have him as a
All
shooting
right,
guard.
then
Yeah.
we'll just take James Harden out. Then we'll
All
I
put
right,
think
well,
you
Bradley.
then just agree to
yeah,
disagree.
but I think you overemphasizing though the positions because the league is moving towards a more guard, positionless league. So it's like you can have power forward, small forward, point guard, shooting guard. Ball handling capabilities don't really got none of it. Like, yeah, he's still a shooting guard. Like what James Harden role is to score. James Harden's job is to get other people involved, but at the same time, you still know that Harden is his best ability is scoring. He's gonna put the ball in the hole. Like these days, like you can always say that like because his hamstring, he kind of fell back from like trying to score as much. But I think it makes sense to have Harden on the list because it's like coming into this season, Harden, he's showing like he want to put the ball back in the hole.
Well, that's because he has to, because he's supposed to be that second option after Joel Embiid. So, but his primary responsibility is point guard. So that's what I was basing off of. What is the person's primary responsibility when on the court? So, but if you want to have him as a shooting guard, that's fine. We can just agree to disagree on that.
According to GQ Tuesday, some episodes ago, this is my list. This is my list.
Man. Oh man. Well, I guess it's time for my start. My top 5 shooting guards going in. So I mean, of course, I got Harden at number 5 for me. It was gonna be him or Bradley Beal, but I think about like Bradley Beal. I think he has to do too much playmaking still. He has to do way too much. He can do it, but I think at the same time it's going to hinder his ability to score. I don't think he's going to be able to score. He might not end. He usually in every season close to them 30s, but I think with that team being as bad, Porzingis being there, Kuz, I don't know. I think he's not going to have the same ending numbers that he always has. So I put Harden. At 5 because he's healthier. He's healthier. He's going in with a mindset that like I gotta score. I'm not what I used to be, but I'm still young. Then I got LaVine because Zach LaVine, he can shoot that ball. Zach LaVine can shoot. And I think, he's playing with a bad knee. And just looking at what shooting guards, we're not asking shooting guards these days to play defense. You letting them get away. They doing like half court suicide. They getting out there and they really just trying to score. Zach LaVine, what's gonna be his main job this season? To score. DeMar came and he took that leadership role. He's gonna be that ball handler. Zach gonna be getting some easier looks, shooting guard. Like my man going out there to get them baskets. Then I got Donovan Mitchell because it's like right now, it's gonna be less focus on him on the defensive side. And he a dynamite on offense. We know that. So it's like he going to a system where he was already a baby D Wade, no defense. Now he going to a system where it's like other people can score next to him. Man, he finna be getting some crazy easy looks. And his little 6'2" munchkin himself finna be slamming that motherfucker, bro. That's what I'm talking about. He finna be getting. He got some good highlights coming. Then I got Book for number 2 because Devin Booker, man, you gotta respect the man game. He deserves some MVP votes. The man's can score, but I couldn't give him number 1 simply because just looking at how I built my list and how easy it is going to be for these good scores to score. Kyrie Irving got to be number 1, man. Kyrie.
Oh, so he the 2 guard. So you put him at 2 guard. Okay. Okay.
Kyrie.
Hey, man.
Kyrie is. I mean, it's Kyrie. if you guys want to debate, I'm gonna let you take the floor right now. Either one. It's Kyrie.
It's your list, man.
Do I don't know.
That's
Kyrie
your
at number
list, so
one.
okay.
Kyrie at number one.
Who getting the basket? Who getting the basket before Kyrie?
Ooh, that's hard. I'm surprised. Hey, where Anthony Edwards got honorable mention?
He did, but I had to take him out. Because I felt like he's scratching at stardom, and we're seeing Zach LaVine. He's in stardom, but AE has superstar potential. I don't want to put him on the list next to the Bills, the Hardens. These players have gotten these max contracts deals. I don't want to put him on the list with them just yet. Not just yet.
But I had Anthony Edwards at one just because I feel like him losing to the Grizzlies, like Aaron said, they were the better team. And I felt like he took that offseason, man. I got to play better, bro. And I think he's going to show out this year. I really
got the most
do.
Most potential, but he's not a superstar like Ja.
I'm not putting him as superstar, though.
Yeah. So it's like Ja was supposed to beat them because it's like, if AE beat them, boom, we say he's a superstar. But Ja already a superstar. AE still trying to become it.
So you say Anthony Edwards got more potential than Devin Booker, who dropped 70?
Man, those are garbage numbers, bro. Don't do that.
It doesn't matter. No, you can't. No,
what
you can't do that. Okay, well, why hasn't anybody else scored 70 in garbage time when they lose it?
Because they take them out the game.
No.
He got you right there.
Come on, bro.
No.
But Clay,
come on, bro.
Clay could have got probably what Clay get? What Clay get?
Mm-mm.
Clay got
60?
like 60 something.
He could have probably got 85.
Clay got 60.
I'm surprised nobody put Clay in their list.
I mean, he's still coming off the injuries. He wasn't playing like old Klay Thompson, but this might be the new Klay Thompson going forward. So is this version of Clay better than everybody that we've named? That's the real question.
I think these players more explosive than Clay. All of them
is more explosive than Clay. They're more athletic. All of them
it's
are more
always about
athletic than him.
explosiveness.
Yeah.
It's just he's shooting. He's just a way better shooter.
Better. Yeah.
I mean, I still think Klay Thompson gonna drop 20-some. Shoot what? High 30%, probably 40% from the three.
I mean, he's definitely a top 10 shooting guard, but let's see if he can get back to that top 5 status that he once had.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think people will give Clay that top 5 shooting guard status just how good we seeing Steph Curry play. Like, I don't know. Is Curry still in his prime? He in the peak of it? It's like
Curry is out his prime, bro. He's just playing like LeBron. He just still playing like in his prime. He's out his prime.
But it's like, I'm not gonna give.
I wouldn't say he's out his prime
next to that.
Because Curry is what 30.
He's 33, 34. I wouldn't say he's out his prime yet.
He's just playing like he in his prime though. He's just playing.
Because he is still in his prime. You got to think he's not some athletic freak. His game isn't based off athleticism. His primary thing is shooting. So he can keep shooting until his mechanics start anytime soon.
But a lot of his game revolves around how much he's running, all the screens, him getting free. You think in like 2 years when he's 36, he's going to be able to run as much? He's running around the court like that. Like we saw Ray Allen. He wasn't running around that court like that.
Yeah. I disagree. Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, all of them were still running around screens to get open and score, just like they were when they were younger. Of course, there's going to be a slight drop-off. It happens. But Steph's prime is going to be for at least 2 to 3 more seasons. I don't see him dropping off anytime soon, barring injury, of course.
Yeah, he's 34. He's 34. Dang. How much longer do you think he got in the tank? 4 seasons? 5 seasons?
He got a good minute.
Yeah, he can keep going.
He has a good minute, but man, after a while though, JJ Redick, he retired just from running around, bro. It's gonna catch up to him eventually because he ain't gonna be able to run around all day.
But he's not Steph Curry either. So
but they do the same thing though. It's just Steph just shoot.
They do not do the same thing.
It's just Steph has more responsibilities. I would say he has more ball responsibilities than him. But they just run. But they run around. They run around the court, and I feel like that's going to catch up to him eventually.
JJ isn't taking people off the dribble and driving to the lane and finishing like Steph. So no, they have two completely different games.
I agree with that, but they still run around. But they both still gonna run around.
That's even gonna slow down. That's gonna slow at 35. He's not trying to take them young boys. It's a young man's game. They gonna put them young boys on Curry. He's not trying to take that young man to the hole. I can't see him doing that at 35, 36. He not LeBron.
Well, we'll see.
He not LeBron.
He don't have to be LeBron to still get buckets. So we'll see.
Well, since I brought up the young players, let's go ahead and let our guests take the next topic at hand. What you think about the NBA with the draft eligibility changing it from it's going to be potentially be the 17-year-olds from high school?
Yeah, so I think it's going back down to 18. I actually do like it. It gives players who are clearly ready for the NBA, like a Kevin Durant, like a Zion Williamson, a chance to go to the league immediately and show off their talents instead of going to school for 1 year, wasting their time, wasting the school's time as far as resources, scholarships, and whatnot. And as far as the NCAA, I think it might hurt them a little bit in the short term because they lose a bunch of star power from players going that route. But I think overall they'll be fine because they still have the immense popularity of the NCAA tournament. It can go back to that old school feeling of teams having supreme chemistry and camaraderie from them being there 2, 3, 4 years. You can go back to the rivalries of the Duke, North Carolina, of those sorts. You can get back to those narratives as opposed to just focusing on the star and what is he going to do this season? Is he going to stay being a distraction?
Go ahead, take it, Sheldon.
I mean, I like it, but I feel like it might hurt some players though, because I feel like there's gonna be some people that gonna think they ready for the NBA, but they not ready for the NBA. They not ready for it. Cause like we keep saying Bronny ready. Charles kept saying he might be NBA ready, but I don't think he's really NBA ready yet. Cause his body hasn't grown yet. Cause they said that it's not gonna happen like this coming up like summer, but the next summer. So Bronny still gonna probably have to go to college or the G League or whatever. But let's say it happened this coming up. You know Bronny's gonna go immediately. Bronny is only 6'3", but he looked like he weighed like 180 something, 190. He's skinny still. And he won't be building up to go yet. I feel like he should go to, like, him or some other players should go to college for at least a year to see like how they'll play against, say, the next level of NBA. But I like I said, I like it though. I like that they're doing that because there are some people like I forgot his name. I think it's Scotty Henderson. I think he's NBA ready. He has NBA body type. And Waname, the dude overseas, Victor Waname, I think he got NBA body, but he's skinny too though. But he tall, and they say he moved like Kevin Durant. He's like 7'2", but move like Kevin Durant. That's what they say. Hey man, I know. Hey, I'm looking at your face. That's what they say, man. That's what they say. I feel like it's a good and a bad thing because there's gonna be some players that just think, yeah, I mean, if I can go to the NBA, I'm gonna go to the NBA. But yeah, you might get drafted to probably a team that you shouldn't have gone. Get a low spot, and then your career, I ain't gonna say it's over, but it's like it's slowing down. Where you could go to college for at least a year, update your stock, and potentially get on a better team. Because say you're not good enough, and then you go to say like, I'm gonna say the Sixers. Sixers are gonna be high. They're a good team, so you know they're gonna have low picks. You go there, you're probably not gonna get ticked. You're not gonna get ticked. And say if you go to college, you up your stock, you can go to, say, a team like the Pacers, where you will get ticked. You're going to get more time. So it's going to be a good and a bad thing. I just say it like that.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like what Earl,
Well,
Earl
hold on, let me
Watson
say this. Oh no, let me say this. But you got to think about it though. What are these players' motivation? Most kids want to get to the league as soon as possible so they can make millions of dollars and take care of their family. A lot of the times, their stock isn't going to be any higher than when they're leaving high school because that's where all the hype is. Just imagine if they go to college for say 1 year and they don't perform as well as they did in high school. Now they go from a guaranteed lottery pick for so worth the potential risk. You got to think, what's the lesser of two evils? And for most of these kids, they're going to go with the money.
How you gonna get money if you get injured? At least you can go, but it's like, but now with NCAA, we have NIL now. So you still gonna make money. You probably gonna make more money going to college than you start off in the NBA.
Because when you get drafted as a lottery pick and you get that guaranteed money, you're not concerned about injuries. The money is guaranteed for the length of the contract.
Well,
whereas in college, it's not the same.
But it goes with, like I said, what if some of these, you're going to be a lottery pick. Yeah, but I'm saying some players that think I'm ready. But because you know how it is, like, because in NCAA, they have, I forgot what it's called, but they have some, and they were like, okay, bro, you're projected to go, say, second round. You're projected. And then they give them the option of you can either return or keep your name in the little thing so you can stay. And then it's like, because after a while, you're going to be like, maybe, I'm projected to be a lottery pick, but I'm not going to go to a situation I don't like. Like I said, they could potentially go. So I'm not saying the lottery type players. I'm saying some players who are so confident enough that they think they are ready to go to the NBA, but they really not, and they should go to college. At least they get college, they'll be able to get the time, they'll get their NIL deals, play significant minutes, NCAA turn, boost their stock, and go to a weak team. Instead of saying coming out of college, who they think they're ready, then they go to the Sixers and then not play. Yeah, you could get the guaranteed money, but it's like, I mean, that little 22K money ain't gonna last forever.
Idealistically, that's the case, but realistically, they gonna follow the money, especially if they come from these, poor backgrounds and whatnot. Yeah. So depending on their financial situation, no, they're gonna go with the guaranteed money, especially if they're projected to be a high draft pick. It's worth the risk for a lot of. But go ahead, Shondell. Want to go ahead and let you get in?
I think it's good that the NBA is doing it because I don't think they're really aiming to make these kids go straight to the. They know a lot of these players. They're getting their chances to go to the NBA, but I think it's more indirectly tunneling them to the G League. The G League. I think that's what it's really more aimed for, because if you think about it, like the name, image, likeness that you can get in the G League and you can get for college, for the NCAA, it's more for jersey sales, and everyone's jersey isn't selling. Everyone name isn't recognizable in colleges like a Zion or Alonzo. And when you got to think about it, like there are some players who like, I'm better than this and I'm projected to be a lottery pick. You get your Fred VanVleet, you get your Jimmy Butlers and whatnot. Your second round isn't even all that nice, thought out to be that talented. So, it is players out there who just don't have college is only the best route if you are popular. But if you think about it, like there's just, if you can go to the G League, you're getting a $35,000 contract. Just that's the minimum contract for just a 5-month season. And then the NBA, these players, their faces are shown. It's not like the NFL where they wear a helmet. You don't really know who they look like. You can walk past an NFL player and not know who he is. You have to really know them. But for NBA, if they're tall, let me talk to him. He probably play basketball. I know his face. So the name, image, and likeness is easier to get out in the G League. This because you're in the G League, you're seeing people, you're meeting them. College name, image, and likeness is jersey sales and popularity. I think the NBA is pretty much trying to show players that, like, you guys may not be ready for the draft, but it's some way of tunneling them to the G League because they know if they can pay players more, in the G League, and you're gonna develop more. You get better competition. A lot of people don't talk about it, but like the college basketball isn't really the best for most players to get better. The basketball across the board is just there's only a few teams where the competition level is really there. A lot of them just aren't skilled yet fundamentally. The players have to spend the minimum, like they're spending 50 hours working out and at school. So they're full-time students and full-time employees. So it's just not the best situation to develop and do more. You seen LaMelo choose not to do the G League route and choose not to do the college route. But the G League route had more in common with the route he chose overseas because he got to spend more time with a higher level of competition, more time actually training and playing the game, and he got the money. So it's not just about the money. It has to be about getting better. Because one paycheck of $1 million, you can't live off that for life. You can't. The NBA opening the draft up to high school kids is to funnel them into the G League to develop and get better. Colleges, if you're popular, go there. It just has the bigger stage, but it's not the best production-wise. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for the G League.
If you're projected to be a second round pick, they tell you like you're projected to be a second round pick, say late second round pick. Are you still going to the NBA? Or are you going to college knowing you could potentially play good and boost your stock up?
In that situation, yes, you go to college. I'm talking about for those that are bona fide top 3, top 5, even a lottery pick. That's what I'm talking about. There's no point in going to college.
That's the small percentage. What about what about the Malcolm Brogdon? He was a first round pick though, right?
I think no, he was a second round pick. He was a second round.
So Malcolm Brogdon, he wasn't that popular. He played 4 years in college. What about you? Of course, we could say easy if you're super popular, you're well known. The general NBA fan knows you from college. What about the regular person, the regular athlete who was a second round pick?
But Malcolm Brogdon had to develop. It's not like he came in with the league. It's not like he came into college like Zion was automatically killing. Because nobody knew who Malcolm Brogdon was. I didn't know him until he got to the NBA. He was on Virginia for 4 years, but I didn't know him until he got to the NBA. He probably just had to develop. And he probably one of the ones that had to go, like he wanted to, get a college degree, stay 4 years, blah, blah, blah. But he just probably had to develop. He didn't come in there like Zion, De'Aaron Fox, Lonzo, John Wall, and all them who came in just straight killing. But I'm just saying, like, for the people who are bona fide lottery picks, I think they should go. But the people who are really not bona fide lottery picks or even in the first round, you probably should go to college. Bronny isn't a bona fide lottery pick. He's just not. He's not a lottery pick. And not just because he's LeBron's son. He's just not a lottery pick. There are some players that are probably better than him. He's probably, at Bronny right now, he'd probably go maybe in the super late first round, early second.
That's where he's gonna be.
No, I'm talking about Bronny right now. Like right now, he hasn't played his senior season. I'm talking about right now because we don't know what he's gonna do. Like when his senior season starts, so we don't know. He could drop like 25, 26. I'm just talking about Bronny right now. He's probably
even if he played like this, all the way up through his senior season, just an average player, he's still gonna go high based off his name because they want him to be in the league because of good publicity. Especially if LeBron is still playing at that point. Because he's going to go wherever his son goes.
Yeah, but that's because LeBron James tied in. Whoever drafts Bronny in the way Bron contract is set up, LeBron's going to sign with them in free agency. So that's really not the true value of Bronny James. Bronny James,
yeah, so we shouldn't even use him.
So it's just like the regular average player. College is only like let's say De'Aaron Fox. If De'Aaron Fox spent like maybe one more year in college, is he really getting that much better in college?
No, he could probably be the same.
The team was the NBA teams. If you're popular enough and they think you're good enough, they're gonna let you develop they're gonna let you develop across your rookie contract. Brandon, they're not expecting you to develop and get better. Brandon Ingram, they gave him so much time to develop. So it's like college just has the big stage. The NBA, if you think you're ready for the NBA, go try out, because even if you don't make it, being in the G League is probably better than being in college if you want popular, because everyone is not going to be popular. We know that everyone isn't going to be well known. The G League is going to be better than going to college. That's my take, because that's where you're going to end up if you declare for the NBA draft.
Sharif O'Neal is not. He was not ready for the NBA. He is not ready for the NBA. He should have stayed another year in college. That man is super skinny. He barely played like last year for LSU. Barely played. But somehow, some way, he think he was ready to go to the NBA just because he's Shaq's son. That man was not ready.
This too. I think also we got to look at it like the NBA is trying to compete against these international European markets. They love so much of the story. Luka been playing against grown men since he was 16. He was in the Euro League at this age. They're trying to create that same star over here. That same, man, he been in the league since fresh out of high school. They know LeBron's leaving. They trying to create that same player that he been playing against grown men since he was a little kid. That's what the NBA is trying to do. They're trying to recreate what's happening over there in the Euro League over here with the high school market opening up again. I don't think it can be done, because it's just too, basketball is so competitive. The leap from high school to college to the G League to the NBA, the difference between each one is so immense. We make it look small, but it's a big jump. It is a big jump. I don't think that many players really know that.
And another thing too, even if a player is on the bubble, he may still try to get drafted. And if it doesn't work out the first time, that doesn't automatically mean his journey is a failure. He can go down to the G League, potentially have to go overseas. So it's always ways to get back to it. You never know. Well, I say, based off of a lot of these people's financial situation, they're going to go with whatever makes the most sense so they can take care of them and their family.
Fred VanVleet.
That's always the number one priority. So,
I mean, yeah, I get that. I just feel like if you just for the lower level players, if you not projected that high, I feel like, and because I feel like sometimes you think in your head, man, if I get drafted, like, because bro, everybody, like, I feel like all players be like, man, if I get drafted this team, I'm gonna be killing over here. If I get drafted this team, I probably ain't gonna get a lot of tick. I feel like if you just
honestly,
know,
they don't care about that. They want the money.
I feel
for the
like
most part.
I think they do to an
They
extent.
want the money.
I think they do to an extent.
No, they don't.
Yes, they
do.
No, they don't.
They want
Not
to
for
play.
the most part.
Obi
Toppin, of course they want to play.
Obi Toppin wants to be on the court.
Bro, who wants to sit on the bench for 3 years?
That's because Obi Toppin has already been making money. I'm talking about when you are still waiting to get drafted. You don't care who you get drafted by for the most part. You want to get paid. Now, if you come for money, yeah, you're probably going to lean more towards, I want to be able to hit the court immediately and start playing. For the past 10+ years has been living on ramen noodles. Come on, man. They don't care. Give me that contract. Give me that guaranteed money so I can get my mom out the hood.
Bro, if that was true, how come you see so many of these NBA players that they was, I'm the son of such and such. We only get them once every so often. They come from this money and they actually dogs on the court. The true dogs on the court be the people that come from poverty. Like the people that be like trying to prove themselves on the court. They be the ones that they didn't have a bag. They want to get out there and they want to really ball and hoop out. We don't be seeing no rich. We don't be seeing Shaq's son. Man, Shaq's son ain't got no damn heart on that court. He ain't got no heart. Bro, we be seeing poor people be putting in that work on that court. I ain't gonna.
No, I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying is they don't care what team they get drafted to. They just want to get to the league. They want to get in the league and get that guaranteed contract and start making millions of dollars.
Yeah, but if I don't play, where am I gonna get the next contract? You want to play though.
If you're good enough, you're going to play. Even if you don't play, you're gonna get the league minimum. What is the league minimum now?
$1 million.
It's not about money, man. Earl Watson already said it don't matter if you get to the league and you're in a bad position, you're in a bad system. Like it's about where you land at, like the best place for you. It's not just about getting to the league, because getting to the league is just the start of the race. You made it here. Now you got to keep fighting and fighting and fighting to stay here. It's not about just getting there. It ain't about this. I'm gonna get this check and go do something else. Their whole life is built into playing ball.
I know, but I'm talking about as far as when deciding whether to go to the draft or go to college. They're going to go to college if they know they have a great chance of being a lottery pick, because of course the higher pick you are, the more money you make. They're going to go for that. They're not going to go to college just to raise a stock and potentially go to a better team or whatever. They want to raise a stock to get a higher draft pick so they can make more money. No one is going to sit here and go through that grind to go play in the NBA for free.
But I'm saying I'm only talking about the lower level type players. I'm not talking about none of them. Yes. I'm not talking about guaranteed. I'm talking about the people that's gonna be in the second round, bro. You gotta think. Like if you're still in the green room and you're going in the second round, you're like, man, man, if I go to this team, if I go to the Knicks, I'm most likely to get some playing time. But if I go to the Nets, they do got KD, they do got Kyrie, they do got Steph Curry. I don't know if I'm gonna get a lot of tick over there. Yeah, you could be sitting on the bench for like 2 years, 2-3 years. Nobody, bro, you want to play. You don't want to just sit on the bench forever, bro. Like, you don't want to just sit on the bench. I'm just talking about the lower level players. Because I don't want it. I don't want to. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we all agree that it's a good thing that it's going back to how it was.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing it's a good thing for the raw players, but for the team, for the players that's not all that, and who think and won't put their ego to the side and think they just like that, it might be bad, because you could have gone to the NBA, you could have gone to college for at least a year, up your draft stock, and then potentially get a first and get a $7.5 million guaranteed contract instead of just getting $200K. That's all I'm saying. You can wait one more year. You can wait for the lower level players. You can wait one more extra year, or go to the G League. You don't gotta go to college like Shondell said. You go to the G League, get that guaranteed $500K. Because I think it's guaranteed, like it's a $500K.
But what's better, $500K or $2 million?
It's $125K.
It depends.
Okay, what's better, $125K or $2 million?
I mean, NBA. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm getting $2 million, but yeah, if I'm just gonna sit on the bench for the next 3 years and then nobody ain't gonna see how I play. Look at Sharif Cooper. Sharif Cooper, he was good, like he was decent his first year in Auburn. But it's just the fact that he got drafted to the Hawks. And it's like, that was low-key a bad situation for him. Let's say he stayed one more year. His stock goes up way higher. He probably is up in a way better situation.
Probably goes to the Wizards.
He probably goes to the Wizards, and then he's a starting point guard potentially.
Well, when you've been eating struggle meals for the majority of your life, baby hungry, mama hungry, all that, you're not worried about any of that. Get me to the league as fast as possible.
And how am I going to feed my mama in the next 3-4 years then?
If you do what you're supposed to do on the court, you'll be fine.
How am I going to do what I'm supposed to do if I don't get the tick?
You'll be fine. Them players that are sitting on the end of the bench, the players that are sitting on the end of the bench are not starving at all. Especially if you get the right people around you and gain some financial literacy, you can invest your money from your contract and you'll be fine. You'll be richer than you would be otherwise. But that's a whole nother discussion, though.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and push up into the next topic at hand right here. Go ahead and tell me the teams y'all think we shouldn't be sleeping on this season, because y'all already know who your boy say.
I'm picking the New Orleans Pelicans, man. Man, they gonna be nasty, bro. That's a team you can't sleep on, bro.
Who was gonna sleep on them?
A lot of people think they bro. Pelicans are probably a top 5-6 seed. Low key.
Say it. They up there. You
top 5-6 seed in the West.
I don't know about that.
They could potentially be top, because where did I have them? I always gotta go back.
I mean, no higher than the 6 seed, maybe.
Okay, I had them at 7.
I'll give it 7, 8. Yeah, 7, 8.
I had them at 7, but they could potentially challenge, because the teams ahead of them is the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. They could potentially challenge them 2 teams, and they will be fighting them for that 5th and 6th seed. They got a really good roster. They got a really good roster. And with Zion coming back, because you know that's your man's Dr. Cuddles, Zion Williamson. That's your man's. So with him coming back, because who gonna stop Zion? Who's stopping Zion? Nobody.
Old country.
Nobody stopping him. Valanciunas, he a beast. That's a big dude. Who's stopping Brandon Ingram? Nobody. And with CJ McCollum, a true leader on the court, something they didn't have last year. And they got Herbert Jones who taking the next step the second year. He gonna low key be. I think he gonna be on an all defensive team. Herbert Jones. I think he'll be on an all defensive team. They got a really good squad, and I feel like they could potentially challenge Denver and Minnesota for a 5th or 6th seed and not have to be in the play-in.
Well, I disagree with the Denver take because Denver is my sleeper team. Denver, fully healthy, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. People are sleeping on them as far as a serious contender. Everybody thinks they probably going to be a 1st or 2nd round exit, but no, they ceiling is way higher this year. Like I say, Michael Porter and Jamal Murray coming back. Jokic is going to take another step, even though he's a back-to-back MVP. If he can find a way to improve on the defensive end as far as pick and roll defense, and when they ISO him,
I don't think that's gonna happen. He's too slow.
That's possible, but it's also possible he may improve. You never know. Or if Mike Malone can come up with a better defensive scheme to not put him in those situations, then they can improve as a defensive unit overall. The sky is the limit for him. The improved depth with KCP, Ish Smith, Bones Highland, another year development. I think they'll be fine.
I like the pick. I like both of you guys' pick. Y'all chose teams that was like to the moon. But I just chose somebody like I think they'll just be a little bit better than what they was last year, and I think they got potential to break their playoff curse of not making it. I think they maybe be a play-in playoff team. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Sacramento Kings. Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on the Sacramento Kings because I think right now they're a play-in team. Right now, I need to see how they play. Do they win the play-in? I'm gonna say yes.
You see, you cross your fingers, huh? Cross your fingers.
You can't jinx it, man. It's that time of the year was FanDuel listening, so you gotta be careful. So, yeah, they a play-in team. Do they win the play-in though? That's what we gotta wait and see.
Bro, we had this last week.
Well, let me. But I just want to say this. I just want to say this. Dallas, Luka's great, but that roster needs some work. The Jazz, they out of that rebuilding now. Portland, they got Dame. That's a lot of weight you putting on Dame. His running mate ain't there no more. We got to see how Anthony play next to him. We got to see. So I think in Lakers, that Brian Windhorst, what he just said recently, I don't know what's going on. Something about them not all believing or buying in. I don't know. So I still got Lakers at the bottom. Now, do I think the Kings beat LBJ in the play-in game? No. But Portland, we got to see.
Portland is better than them, bro. Don't do that.
You think so? The Kings are just your sleeper to potentially make the play-in, and then that's it. No real expectations.
They're a sleeper team because a lot of people y'all sleep on them and they gonna do better. Y'all can be like, whoa, wait a second, they got that way that sleep. That's what I mean by sleep. Not paying attention.
The sleeper is to say they're a team that could realistically make some noise and win a championship. The Kings are nowhere near close to.
Y'all didn't name a sleeper team. You did not name a sleeper team.
The Nuggets are a sleeper team.
How they're a sleeper team when literally everyone just talking about you got Jamal Murray coming back, you got Mike Porter Jr. coming back. Jokic wasn't this good when Jamal was there. No one is sleep on the Nuggets. Who is sleep on the Nuggets that literally just had a back-to-back MVP?
Because realistically, everybody is going to be talking about the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nets, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Mavericks, the Warriors, and the Suns. Nobody is really talking about Denver like that as far as winning a championship.
Okay. So now you're just talking about who people not talking about because they not talking about Denver a lot. They not talking about Denver a lot, right? That's what you're saying?
Correct. That's what makes them a sleeper, yes.
They talking about Denver though, right?
really, no.
They not talking about Denver.
They talk about Jokic, but not about Denver as a team making it to win a championship. No,
Okay, stop the cap. Stop the cap.
no,
Stop it.
it's not
Stop the
cap.
cap.
Bro,
That
It's
is a
not
lot of
cap
cap.
at all.
Bro, we had this
It's not.
conversation last week. The Kings are not making the playoffs. We had this last week. Guys, check out episode 8. This was not, we did not have, I didn't have the Kings
That
making
was
the
episode
playoffs, bro.
7. That was episode 7 anyway.
Whatever. It's episode 7, 8. Check out the latest episode, guys, on FCE. But bro, Portland is better than them. Dallas, I'm not counting Luka out. So I think they're still better than the Kings. Who else?
Christian Wood can't stay healthy. So we all know ultimately it's going to come down to a season of Luka doing the same thing Jokic just did. How great can Luka carry this team so far with Spencer Dinwiddie? We know Christian Woods can't stay healthy.
Because I had the Kings 11, and you said Utah, they're out. Yes, Utah is out. And Spurs, they was in the plan. They're out. So who is going to replace them? It's going to basically be the same exact teams, but the teams that are replacing them is the Lakers and the Blazers. 2 teams that are better than the Kings. They are better than them.
So who replaces CJ?
Anthony Simons is going to replace CJ. He's the replacement because it's going to be Dame, Simons, Josh Hart, Jeremy Grant, and Nurkic. That's going to be their starting 5.
Top 3 bet. He's the top 3 Robin in the league, getting replaced by Anthony Simons.
A top 3 Robin, CJ McCollum.
Yeah, top 3 Robin in the league.
It's a lot of Robins in the league, bro. It's a lot of Robins.
That's
you sure you gonna stand on that?
That's next week's episode. Next week's episode. But he's top 3 Robin in the league, being replaced by somebody that, yeah, he's shown us that he can shoot a little bit, but we don't know if he can be like CJ in those moments that Dame need him. I don't believe. I think the Portland Trailblazers had better teams previous seasons. I think they should have just done with what the Pacers did. Held on to one person, got rid of the rest, started over. Maybe Dame be the next Udonis Haslem. But honestly, this team is not better than it was 2-3 years ago. They're just
still putting them over the Kings.
Hey, that is what it is.
Kings gotta show me something, man. They gotta show me something.
You know what? Let me just say this to you. How are the Pelicans a sleeper team with Zion being one of the most popular players in the league?
Because nobody really talks about New Orleans as like.
I can turn YouTube on right now and a video of him.
All right, turn it on.
I turn YouTube on right now. I
turn
can't do it right now.
I'm talking about sleeper to being a top 5 team in the West. They could potentially be a top 5 team. I feel like I don't think they're better than the Nuggets, but I think they can challenge the Nuggets. I think with the Timberwolves, I think they can. I think they're not better than the Timberwolves, but I think they could challenge them because they got a deep roster. The Pelicans have a really good roster. We saw it last year. What did Charles say? He said they had Zion Williamson. They beat the Suns, and I agree. I think if Zion is on the Pelicans in the playoffs against Suns, they probably beat them because they took them 6 games with no Zion. With basically just CJ, Brandon, and Valanciunas. If Zion there, because who's stopping Zion? Jay Crowder? Wait, come on now.
Look at all those people you named. How are the Pelicans a sleeper?
When was the last time the Pelicans was good? When was the last time?
Last season.
They were okay. I'm talking about good.
Good?
Yes, good. When was the last time they were? Yeah, now you gotta look up. You gotta look up in your head. Be like,
I'm trying to think like.
No, you shouldn't have to think. You should just know.
No. Let me say this. Because when Anthony Davis was gone, I'm thinking they weren't bad. When it was Zoe, Ingram, and them boys out there, they weren't bad. It was like, wait a second.
The teams was not that good.
No, but they weren't bad. They weren't like, ew, throw up. They were like, wait a second. They need this, they need that. They was like, if they get such as, hey, holy shit, who is this little dude from Duke? They got that. They weren't bad. They were like, They lost the superstar. You expect they traded away, so you expect them to be like, it's gonna take a little bit. AD been gone for 3 years, and look how good they got already. They were never, oh wow, they're just this, they're just that.
But remember, all them years where AD was there, they were bad. Them teams, they were bad. He's only made the playoffs twice when he was with the Pelicans. He only made the playoffs twice. So that says something.
These teams, this Pelican team right now, they're better. They're better. I think you guys are confusing general. I think you guys are confusing like what the general fan think and what the media don't talk about with sleep. Now we really talking about people that talk about basketball, and we show the group chat. Ain't nobody in the group chat sleep on either of them teams y'all name. Ain't nobody people that know ball. If you put that in the fantasy group chat right now, who gonna say they sleep on Denver or the Pelicans?
Half the people in the group chat don't even be knowing ball. So
as far as winning a championship, yes. Where do you think people typically have Denver ranked as far as championship contender?
I think in the West, I think you still got them in the 5.
Not in the West. I'm talking about overall.
They're probably in the top 10.
Yeah, they right there. The whole league. I thought
they're in the top 10. In the league, they're in the top 10.
Yeah,
the whole
top 10.
League,
so in the West, they're in the 5. No one is sleep on either of those teams. Now, like that's like saying the Clippers. That's like saying the Clippers. No one sleep on the Clippers.
Well, they have 2 superstars.
No, it's not.
You could say Minnesota.
Expectation is completely different. No, the level of expectation between the Clippers and the Nuggets is completely different. You're telling me people have the same expectations for the Nuggets like they do the Clippers?
That ain't what I said. That ain't what I said. I like what you tried to pull that. I said that's like people saying that's like saying people sleep on the Clippers just because you don't hear people talking about them. Who sleep on the Clippers that watch ball?
Bro, everybody got the Clippers hot.
People, I'm telling you, nobody talks about Nuggets. But okay, agree to disagree.
Fan does not have the Clippers hot. Am I wrong or right?
Where'd you have the Clippers in your standings?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Where did you have them?
Completely wrong.
I got them at number 2. Exactly what I'm saying is that that's like people naming the Clippers as a sleeper team. The Clippers are not a sleeper team.
They're not a sleeper team.
They're not. So exactly, you guys are doing the same thing. You guys are saying, "Oh, my sleeper team is the Pelicans. My sleeper team is the Nuggets." Now, what? Those are. Didn't both those teams play in the playoffs?
Nope. I ain't gonna cap. If Paul George plays, they beat the Pelicans. I ain't gonna cap. If Paul George plays, they beat the Pelicans. No cap.
All right. Sleeper teams that made the
difference
playoffs.
Between having playoff expectations and championship expectations. People are not looking at the Nuggets as a serious contender.
Like I said, the Nuggets have a better chance of winning. Okay, that's the sleeper. That's the who. Let me ask you guys, who has the better chance of winning the championship, the Nuggets or the Pelicans? The Pelicans, of course,
Nuggets.
Right?
Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
They have the better player. Nuggets.
Tell me why. They got Jokic.
If you got majority of the time, if you got the best player, you're probably gonna win. They have the best player.
I thought you guys would have said the Pelicans. So the Nuggets have a better chance of winning a chip next year than the Pelicans.
Well, they have more playoff experience than all of them. Nobody on that Pelicans team has no playoff experience besides CJ. And Brandon Ingram now. And Valanciunas, he got some playoff experience. But that team is young. Everybody on the Nuggets is low-key veterans. KCP is a veteran. Jamal Murray, he's not a veteran, but he's been in the league for a minute.
You got to think about it. The Nuggets made it to the Western Conference Finals, and the very next season, nobody talked about them as an actual contender. They said they would make the playoffs, but no one picked them as their favorite to win the title or get to the finals, or really even to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Clippers should have beaten them. They sold.
Should have, but they didn't.
And they wasn't better than the Lakers, so. The Nuggets, they have a really good team. They have a chance. Like if it was between them,
look at that bench.
Who the Nuggets? If they had a chance between them and the Grizzlies, it's pretty even. It's a little even. I think it goes 7, and it'll be a toss-up. The Warriors.
It's
Okay.
going to come down to how well Michael Porter Jr. plays. We all keep saying Michael Porter Jr. going to be this, Michael Porter Jr. And every time we play, he give us a few good games, and then he disappeared like the Avatar.
That's cap because when he was fully healthy, he was really good. So that's cap.
Not in the playoffs.
That was his first playoffs. Everybody don't play good in the playoffs.
Okay, there we go with this shit. We go with this.
You feel like everybody that get hurt gotta just show everything, bro. If you good, bro. Michael Porter Jr. is good. He was gonna be He was gonna be the number 1 pick if he ain't hurt his back. And the Nuggets stole him. Stole him.
What's your predictions for Michael Porter this season coming?
He probably gonna average at least 16, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Bro, he the 3rd best player on the team.
Okay, buddy. Okay, 16,
like, come on,
16,
bro. Don't do that. Just because a person got injured, don't make them trash. Bro, that man good. Don't do that. Best believe if he available on your fantasy team, you go pick him. Best believe that.
Just to trade him straight to this guy.
Who go trade him? Who go trade him?
Right, I'm sending him right over there. He could deal with all the back problems.
Hey, that works for me. Okay, let me ask y'all this. Would y'all say that the Hawks qualify as a better sleeper team?
Bro, the Hawks, they can. Are you talking about championship?
No, I'm saying,
Like
would you say they're a better sleeper team?
Yeah, I think not to win, but like a team to look out to their team to look out this season for. That's what I thought a sleeper was. The Hawks are someone to look out for because what they're doing right now with those two, DeJounte and Trey, that might shake the league up again. That might shake it up.
Bro, if that's the case, why is the Kings in there? Who's watching out for the Kings?
Because it comes down to what your definition of a sleeper is. For me, it's a team that has a shot to actually win that no one's talking about. The purpose of all this is to win a championship. And it's a team that's going under the radar that can actually win. That's why I said the Nuggets. But if y'all don't think the Nuggets qualify,
I do. I think the Nuggets qualify, like for the championship, though. But I just said the Pelicans, the Pelicans can upset a team in the playoffs. They can upset somebody.
The
huh?
Can they upset the Clippers?
They could give them some gold, but I don't think they'll beat them. they give them some gold.
Upset the Lakers.
With this Lakers roster, probably they can probably beat them. But I can't go up against LBJ and AD. If a healthy AD, that's hard, man. That's hard.
Upset the Warriors.
Nah.
It's only 3 rounds to the playoffs. I ain't got nothing else. That's all I
mean, they could potentially go to the second round. When was the last time they been to the second round? That year AD was there? That was a minute ago. You said it was 3. That was like 4 years ago. It's been a minute.
This Pelicans team is better than all those AD teams. Maybe you could do one.
Bro, they is not better than that team with DeMarcus Cousins on them. They would kill them.
I know, that's what I said. That's what I said. That one team.
Yeah, one team.
That's the only team you can compare.
Because look at all them players AD had. Bro, his second best player was Drew Holiday. Nothing against Drew Holiday, but I feel like Drew Holiday cannot be my second best player. He could be my third, but his second best player ever was Drew Holiday or Eric Gordon. Really though? Eric Gordon. Come on, bro.
Yeah, they did. That just
how do you, bro? And we talk about the small markets. Who coming to New Orleans? Nobody. So how can he get help if nobody going there?
Trade and swing for the fence.
They traded for Drew Holiday. They traded for Eric Gordon. They traded for DeMarcus Cousins. That's how you get. That's how those small markets get good.
Let me ask
of course, he ain't gonna have a good team.
Aaron, but so what when you say the Hawks sleeper? What should I wake up to see on them? If I'm sleeping on them, what am I waking up to see?
Okay, well, going back to 2 seasons ago, they upset the Sixers and made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Man, and that was before they added DeJounte Murray. I'm just saying.
Shit ain't happening again.
Regardless, it happened, though. So now this team, theoretically, is better than that team. So is it really a stretch to say that they could be a sleeper?
To win in the championship?
To 6 games?
Are they a sleeper to win the championship?
I don't even think they making it. They a play-in
I
team.
know. I
ain't
don't
they?
think they're a sleeper, but because of how y'all kind of contested my Nuggets pick, that's why I said, well, would the Hawks be a more justifiable team to name as a sleeper if you don't think the Nuggets qualify? Like, what
I do
actually
think the Nuggets
qualifies as a
qualify
sleeper?
for the championship aspiration. I feel like
Yes, a
we got to
championship
put
sleeper. Yeah.
expirations on different teams. Like Shondell put expirations basically on the Kings to just make the playoffs. Okay, that's fine. You put expirations on the Nuggets to potentially win a championship. That's fine. I put expiration on the Pelicans for them to just basically say make the second round. That's what it is. I feel like our expirations for teams are just different on the sleeper part.
Yeah, it comes down to what your definition of a sleeper is, basically, and everybody's definition. For
Like the
me, it's a
Hawks,
championship sleeper.
for the Hawks to
That's
win
a
the
good one. That's a
championship,
really
no,
good
they're
one.
not winning the championship. The Hawks are not winning the championship. Could they potentially upset
I
somebody
agree.
in the first round? Yes, I do think
That
that.
is that's I like that more. I like that more. They are a sleeper team for an upset. Like last season, Toronto could have possibly been an upset, but
Man, they won't beat the Sixers, bro.
I don't think they were. They're missing that superstar. They're the perfect nesting ground for a superstar. But I like what you're saying though. I like what you're saying. The Hawks, we got to see how they play though. But it's John Collins they getting rid of, and they keeping Capella. That's what you guessed last week, right? They keeping Capella and getting rid of John Collins, right?
I think they like Capella more.
Yeah.
I think. But like Shondell got the Kings to just basically get in the play. I mean, if that's the case, I'll put the Pistons. They got a chance of making the playoffs. They could potentially.
The East
They could.
stacked, man.
They could potentially. And with the addition of Bogdanovich today, boy, that was a good pickup out of him. That was a good pickup.
I'm surprised he went. I'm surprised they like what it. I didn't read the details of it, but I'm surprised that the Pistons got him.
They trying to win. They've been in rebuild for who knows how long. They trying to win.
It was some other good teams out there that could have used Bojan because like he not
The
bad
Lakers.
on defense. Yeah,
Lakers.
The Lakers could use everybody they could get.
Lakers. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. They need so much help.
We need it. We need it all, man. We need everything, man. We over here struggling. We going through it.
So it's Clark. So that means they definitely getting rid of Clarkson then. And Mike
Yes,
Conley.
but Clarkson is not going to the Bulls. I'll just say that.
No.
I don't think he's going to the Bulls. They don't need guard help. I'm not going to say who said that, but everybody knows him. Simple as that.
Anybody got anything else? Or we wrapping this joint up?
We can wrap it up.
Thank y'all for tuning in as always to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. If you made it this far in the episode, go ahead and drop down your sleeper teams in the comments. Let us know.
Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for our host, Aaron. He came out of his busy schedule, and joined us. We could potentially see more guests on the show. He might be a regular, and our guest from last week, Ace, he could be a regular. So we're just going to have different guests. We're just going to see how it works.
Sure.
Well, once again, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Hope to be back.
You'll be back. You'll be back. All right, guys. Thank you. See y'all next week.